But here's what I've never known. You can tell me this. I always had the impression that there was this whole world that existed when all animation was basically Saturday morning. And it's networks, and with networks you didn't screw around with dialogue because they had 16, sanitation committees go over every line of dialogue, and everything had to absolutely be approved, okay, by the network. So you couldn't change anything. And it was a very close-knit family of voice actors and people recording it, and the network and the production companies. And when we came along at Sunbow, I had written on network shows, but I wasn't that indoctrinated in that world. And I was just out of film school, so I viewed it as, hey man, we're doing this cool, film. It's kind of like an indie prod art film.
He spoke just like that.
Yeah, right. And but I mean, I had a looser attitude towards it, certainly than Saturday morning at the time. And so I felt like I'd walked into this world that had a set of rules. Because I remember when people get mad when we change stuff because somebody had to leave. And the other side of me had this kind of union attitude, like, we're paying for the half a day of work, and we expect a half a day of work. And I didn't understand that people were booking things on top of each other.
There was so much going on at the time.
Yeah, there were 500 shows, and so, Dan has to go, he's playing Bumblebee here, and he's playing Spanklord on the next show, and Flogmeister on the next show, and they're all recording.
Those are two of my favorite characters, as a matter of fact.
Flogmeister.
Yeah, they were good.
Anyway,
so
this is getting pretty inside.
Thank you so
but it's
much.
True. The difference between the network stuff, you had network suits in the room. The very first job that I ever got in Hollywood was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And I'll pause for applause. So I was really, I had not been exposed to all of this, and there were network suits there, and what you say is true. They were watching this thing. This was NBC. This was not syndication. Syndication is, we're going to throw this out there, and if you can pay the fee, then you can air it on your network. These guys were adamant about everything needed to be exactly the way it was when it was written and when they walked into the room. So you're absolutely right. There was much more freedom involved here than there was there.
Oh, unbelievably more. Because, think about it. I was the suit in the room. And at the end of the day, I was the client.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was Sunbow, and you had Marvel and you had Wally. They were all our contractors. And so, once again, if this is the adult supervision, you were and imagine the 25-year-old version of this, you're in desperate shape, but it was somewhere, and what's really funny is I realized I was in an alien environment, but I didn't have that guy, like when I was in the frat, there's a guy that's a junior that explains to you what the grapes and the celery are for. Okay, nobody explains that to me, right, in animation world, so I couldn't understand why everybody was being so rude, and why it was such a fight, and then nobody at Sunbow could explain it to me, and then eventually, it worked out wonderfully, and I think everybody felt it was better for it.
Yeah, it was.
Because we were proud of the product we did.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty decent job.
Well, Bumblebee, nobody talks about Spanklord anymore, but
it's just part of the past. Speaking of that, Flint, what was the origin of the Island of Monka Spanka? Was that you, Flint?
I have no idea where that might have come from.
Okay, just
no such character or prop.
Just asking.
Not be disposed to discuss it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that was from Visionaries, wasn't it?
What? No, that was from our show.
Oh, okay, Monka Spanka, yeah.
It was the Island of Monka Spanka.
I didn't say I thought we were spanking the monkey in that episode.
All right, thanks.
Yeah,
thanks a lot.
All right.